What's going on, YWAM Denver? So the question came up about how to manage your Salesforce licenses, and I realized it's a bit confusing because it seems like every month they change their license names, and it's really impossible to keep up with. It's confusing to me, let alone for you guys. So sorry about any confusion, but to see your licenses, you go to Community Information under Settings, and you can see your types of licenses. These are basically your user licenses, and it tells you how many you're using. Salesforce is your standard free 10 licenses that you have. At this point, you're using all 10 of them. And Chatter free is just like free Chatter accounts that you can set up for people to kind of like communicate via Chatter. And then these are external Chatter users that are like outside employees or something, or not employees of your company. So you can try to use those if you want, just to like have people chat, like through a website or something. But we don't really use those much. And then the customer community login is the student logins for registrations. And um, and again, I mentioned this to Mark. I'm not sure what you guys are doing with the partner community licenses, but I think that is a simpler license that potentially could work for you guys. I'm not exactly sure. And then the Salesforce platform license is, I believe, the ones that we can use for all of the custom objects that we've set up for you for things like involvements and contacts and students and applications. The Salesforce platform license does not have access to leads and a couple other things like cases, some of the standard Salesforce functionality, but you do have access to the custom objects, which is what we need. To use a license, you just go up here to your profiles and you create a new profile. So it shows here all your existing profiles, the name of the profile, and the license that's being used for that. So here's the first three that we set up for you, and these are all kind of standard Salesforce licenses. And then we set this one up for you, and this is the customer community license. And so we have this Salesforce platform license here, and we're going to basically copy this profile. So when we go to new, we have to clone or copy an existing profile. So we'll choose the standard platform user, and we'll call this the maybe like 11 YWAM app user or something. I don't know. We can change that maybe later, but we like to use numbers here to kind of order things, and so that's why we're doing that. So this is the 10s are your kind of full Salesforce licenses. So we'll just do 11 here to differentiate that. And when we save that, we come to the settings screen that gives us all our different permissions and what this profile has access to. So we can tweak this here as we move forward, and even talk through with you what you need to access to. But basically, at its core, we need to make sure that we have access to our custom objects. So if I edit this profile, this new profile, then I'm going to scroll down and just kind of check some of these boxes for access to some of our custom objects. So like these they need to have read write. So here's the read, so they can read the record, meaning view it. Create is creating a new record. Edit would be editing the record, and delete would be deleting a record. And then maybe like viewing all, like even ones that they don't have access to. So if they didn't create, for instance, a course, do they have access to view it or modify it? And I say, yeah, this is fine. So we'll kind of do this for the courses and tracks, for course type, for quite a few of these here, just to give these guys access to what they need. Some of these objects you're not quite using yet, but maybe you'll use them in the future. We need applications. And we need references, maybe countries. Oops. And you're not using financial agreements. Guests was something that I think Darren set up. Involvement is definitely that. Whoops. And languages we need. Payments. Small groups. I'm not using small group contacts right now. Yeah, maybe this one. I don't think you guys are using this one yet. All right, so this is good. Takes a second here to check these boxes, but basically the idea is that you need to think through what access does this profile need. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Application references are obviously the references that are tied to the application. Applications are what the student's applying for. You know, courses, events, outreaches is the course or school. And so anyway, you can kind of, I think, use your discernment on what you need to give access to there. And the rest of these, for now, we can just kind of leave as the standard setting. So at this point, I'm just going to hit save, and you can always go back and edit it later. And then once we have this profile set up, now we can go to users, and we can set up a user with the profile. So if I get, and I don't know if we can edit an existing user to change. Yeah, we can, I think. Oh no, yeah, the user license is the community login for that one. Let's go to one that's, yeah, let's get off the students here. Let's go to a different view. Like, let's look at this one here. I don't think we can change the license type. I guess we can within the same class of licenses. So that's nice. So we can change this to our new Salesforce platform license if we wanted to. But so that'll be nice for you, actually, because you wouldn't even necessarily have to change the profile. You could actually just change the user license. So if we went to, like, let's say it was somebody else that's not more of an admin, and, you know, like, let's say Steve, and we want to change this license, we can just go here and change him to the platform license. So so yeah, so basically when you set up a new user, you'll want to choose that license type here, Salesforce platform, and then choose the profile, and you want to choose the new YWAM one that we set up, and then once you fill out their information and hit save, they'll be ready to go. Hopefully that makes sense, and we've eliminated the confusion on licenses with Salesforce.